News team coverage of the winter storm starts now.
Good evening, I'm Nicole Boone.
Hello, I'm Bob Jubat. Thanks for joining us. First at 6, we are tracking the winter storm that is moving through the eastern Carolinas tonight, and we do have live team coverage for you from across the eastern Carolinas, from the Grand Strand to the PD.
News 13's Hannah Rucker, Teresa Galasso, Kiana Patterson, and Abby O'Brien will join us in just a moment. But first, the wintry mix has caused icy roads across the region. This is in Socastee. We cannot warn you enough. Please be careful if you go out tonight. Frank joins us now with the very latest on the storm.
And it is snow for a good part of the area. In fact, we've got some fairly heavy snow across the PD right now and starting to turn over to a little bit of snow along the Grand Strand as well. This storm system will continue to move across the area as we head through the evening hours tonight and will be pretty much gone by about 10 o'clock tonight as well, as the back edge of it already starting to work its way into western parts of the PD. As far as our forecast, the heaviest of the snow will occur for the next several hours through 8 o'clock or so. We will see that heavy, steady snow. And then after about 10 o'clock, things will tend to wind down. And after midnight tonight, the snow will be gone, clouds will clear out, and it's going to get windy and cold with temperatures dropping into the teens and 20s. As far as what we're expecting for snow, most of our area, especially in the PD, 1 to 3 inches of snow, but some drier air across parts of Robeson County along the Grand Strand will likely limit it to a coating to about an inch of snow or so before things wind down in the next couple of hours. We'll have more on the storm system moving through over the next couple hours, and the cold, which is really going to linger, coming up in a few more minutes.
Thank you, Frank. The slick roads made roads like the 17 bypass dangerous ones today.
At one point, a 6-car wreck closed the bypass at Highway 501. That wreck happening just before 2 o'clock this afternoon. It closed both the north and the southbound lanes of the bypass. We don't know about injuries right now, but we do know the bypass is open once more.
News 13's Hannah Rucker has been out on Horry County roads all day. Hannah, what are the conditions like right now?
Guys, absolutely. I feel like me and Nick have been the snow chasers today, and right now we are seeing snow finally. But let me tell you, just kind of waiting on this snow, that doesn't mean there haven't been collisions. As have been saying all day, these roads are definitely slick. Once again, we did start the afternoon with that 6-vehicle collision, and it kind of went from there. I know that officials have been very busy. We're seeing them out on these roads constantly. I feel like I've seen every collision imaginable. Unfortunately, it takes slim to nothing to slide, especially on these bridges, but just these roads in general. You can see, even Nick just now, we were kind of making sure we were going extra slow just because you have to be careful. We can see it's now sticking. We were back in Conway, which was kind of a ghost town, but right now this sleet is coming. It was a little bit of a flurry about 30 minutes ago, but now it is a heavy sleet as we're heading back. Once again, we can't stress this enough, guys. Don't come out right now. Don't stay on these roads all the way until the morning. Just not safe for driving. You can kind of see everyone is just going in slow motion to try to stay safe. But we're going to go ahead and toss it back to you guys for now.
Today's wintry weather led many local school districts to either cancel or delay classes tomorrow. We'll keep an updated list running along the bottom of your screen and online at WBTW.com. The heaviest snow in our area started earlier in the PD than it did along the Grand Strand. News 13's Teresa Galasso continues our live team coverage tonight from Marion. Teresa.
Yeah, the snow is coming down pretty hard now. You know, I spoke with some people earlier today. As Chief Meteorologist Frank Johnson says, Marion is expected to get 1 to 3 inches, and I found some people outside who said that this is just not their weather. I met one guy who said that he's loving it, and he's standing behind me. That's Frosty the Snowman. He's just loving this weather. I also spoke with EMS officials today. They said that they are staffing up. They have a lot of people, a lot more first responders, officers out today, just patrolling, making sure. They're urging everyone to just stay inside. Don't come out unless you have to. The roads right now are full of snow, the sidewalks full of snow, so just be careful out there. That's the latest here in Marion. Teresa Galasso, News 13.
Thanks, Teresa. Most flights in and out of Myrtle Beach International Airport also canceled. The airport itself, though, still open, but those in charge at MYR say to check with your airline for the status of your flight before you go out to the airport. Well, without a doubt, all this snow has made for tough driving conditions, not only on the Grand Strand, as you saw with Hannah, but also in the PD. And News 13's Kiana Patterson joins us right now live in Florence with a look at the road conditions there. Kiana?
That's right, Bob. We're here on 3rd Loop Road and South Irby Street, where Florence police have now come out to start directing traffic right behind me because the traffic is just that heavy. Now, people are heading home, and the roads are really bad right now. At last check, South Carolina Highway Patrol says there's about 70 accidents in the PD alone. What they're seeing is people are just driving way too fast and sliding into each other. So they're asking people to slow down if they are out on the roads. Now, at last check, Florence County EMS says that they've been to about more than 24 accidents in Florence alone, and they said that they're seeing the same thing, people sliding into each other. They haven't had any serious accidents or any serious injuries just yet, but they're asking if you could slow down as well. Now, South Carolina Department of Transportation says that they've been pre-treating the roads, and they are working 12-hour shifts to make sure that your roads are clear. Now, if you also see first responders like this one that's coming up behind me, then please just move out of the way. People have been having a hard time, first responders have been having a hard time getting through the traffic. So SCDOT asks if you can get off the roads, then that'd be great. If you can avoid getting on the roads, then that'd be great as well. For now, we're in Florence. Kiana Patterson, News 13.
Thanks, Kiana. And staying on the roads in a lot of areas, they are simply not safe.
News 13's Maggie Lorenz got to ride along with the Myrtle Beach Police.
As the temperatures are below freezing and they continue to drop, we're worried about the water that is on the road turning to ice, which can be very dangerous for motorists.
So driving around now, do you feel any of these slick roads? Are you noticing these effects underneath our car right now?
We have earlier experienced slick road conditions. Earlier, we had 17 bypass at the 501 overpass closed because we had several vehicle collisions. As you see here, we're riding around to ensure that all roadways are safe so that we can advise the motorists to stay off the roads if need be.
And what are the best pieces of advice that people who do find that they have to drive, that they can follow to make sure that they stay safe and that they don't skid out on the road?
Certainly. If you have to drive tonight, the number one thing is to lower your speeds. Do not drive as you would any other normal day under normal road conditions. Number two is to increase your traveling distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. And then finally, increase your braking distance. If you try to brake rapidly, that could cause you to slide across if there's an icy patch on the roadway, so increase your braking distance.
Well, thank you for showing us these conditions and for driving us around. Again, this is Myrtle Beach Police Captain Joey Crosby, and I'm Maggie Lorenz reporting for News 13.
News 13's Abby O'Brien has been with North Myrtle Beach Fire Rescue today. She found out how procedures change with freezing temperatures. Abby.
Some flurries in North Myrtle Beach, actually kind of painful at times when it's hitting my face, but crews here are staying busy, and I spoke with North Myrtle Beach Fire Chief Gary Spain, and he said apparatus leak water, so they have to be careful about buildup around the trucks. He said if they're on EMS calls, they'll have to circulate water inside of the engine pumps to keep it from freezing. And if you're wondering about fire hydrants, Spain said they should not freeze. Hydrants have a stem in them that keep the water mostly underground until they're opened. Again, flurries finally coming here in North Myrtle Beach. We've been waiting for it, but it's finally here. And even some accumulation over there on the ground. Reporting live in North Myrtle Beach, Abby O'Brien, News 13.
Thanks, Abby. A boil water advisory has been lifted for the town of Latta. The order was given as a precaution after water lines froze overnight Monday and caused a valve to shut down. Crews restored water to the town yesterday. And road conditions continue to deteriorate right now in Myrtle Beach.
And finally, it looks like some snow is falling too, and the main concern overnight is ice, especially on the bridges. Let's go to News 13's Megan Miller right now, live in Myrtle Beach with how the city's responding.
Bob and Nicole, I'm told right now Myrtle Beach City Public Works standby crews are out on the roads, and they're going to be handling any problems that arise overnight in the city of Myrtle Beach. SCDOT will also deploy extra crews, units, and trucks as needed, and also come through and resalt some of our area bridges. Now, despite all of that, Emergency Management Director Bruce Arnell tells me that the fire department and police department staffing are as normal today, but if any big incidents come about overnight, they will bring extra people in to help out with that. But right now, as Bob and Nicole just mentioned, road conditions quickly deteriorating out here. The wind has definitely picked up, and there's an icy mixture falling right now. So as we've been telling you all newscast, it is best tonight just to stay inside and stay off the roads if you can. Reporting live in Myrtle Beach tonight, I'm Megan Miller for News 13.
And remember, the Storm Tracker 13 weather team keeps you covered on the winter weather, on air, online, on the go as well. Get the latest forecast anytime with the Storm Tracker 13 weather app. Download it for free from your smartphone app store. And we'll take a look at some non-weather news right after the break,
including a plan to buy one of the utilities involved in the failed nuclear project abandoned last summer.
And here's a live look along Interstate 95 in Florence County, where the snow is still coming down. You're watching this special edition of News 13 at 6. It's local coverage you can count on.
On the next Wheel of Fortune,
rugby, coach, Olympics.
Andrew has quite the resume.
10 years in the Army, Army Ranger, deployed 4 times.
Will he add real winner to the list?
I like your style, Andrew.
Find out.
Tonight at 7 on WBTW News 13.
On Jeopardy!
The holidays are over. It's time for diets. The Zone, Dash, the Mediterranean, Paleolithic, Weight Watchers.
Make a resolution to watch more Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7:30 on WBTW News 13.
The best new cars make the best used cars. At Sparks Toyota, certified vehicles are a tremendous value. Buy with complete confidence, as each certified comes with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, rental car allowance, and a 160-point inspection. Shop our huge selection of certifieds at Sparks Toyota, your import certified super center. Find your next certified now at sparkstoyota.com and come see us at Sparks Toyota, where the dealer is always in.
Today, we're finally getting our bathtub redone. We weren't happy with it.
Oh, we didn't want the headaches of demolition.
Or the days without our bathroom. Then a friend told us about Bath Fitter and their unique tub-over-tub process. There's no demolition, and they install in as little as a day. They also have a seamless wall for a watertight fit. And Bath Fitter has a lifetime guarantee. What a difference. Finally, a bathtub I love.
Call today or learn more at bathfitter.com.
World class. It's another great reason to call Glass Pro first. For quality and workmanship from technicians you can trust, call Glass Pro first.
It's your choice. Insist on Glass Pro. Glass Pro.
The Grammy Awards, live from New York City. WBTW News 13 and Mix 97.7 want to send you there. Register at WBTW.com for a chance to win the 60th Grammy Award, Sunday, January 28th, only on News 13.
For coverage you can count on of breaking news, rely on News 13.
With a News 13 weather alert, this is winter storm coverage you can count on.
SCE&G customers could get back more than $1 billion paid into a failed nuclear reactor project.
Virginia-based Dominion Energy plans to buy the utility's parent company, that's SCANA, in a $14.5 billion deal. Dominion says SCE&G customers would get $1,000, though, within 90 days of the SCANA purchase. SCE&G and also state-owned Santee Cooper spent $9 billion on the reactor project before abandoning it last summer. The companies blame the failure on the bankruptcy of the project contractor, Westinghouse. SCE&G customers, though, paid nearly $2 billion toward that project through rate hikes. Florence police charged a man who they say caused a deadly wreck last night. Alvin Martin is 60. He's charged with felony DUI. The coroner's office says Carrie Martin died in the wreck. She was 85. She was a passenger in the vehicle that Alvin Martin drove. Authorities say 2 vehicles collided shortly before 8 last night on South Cashua Drive near Celebration Boulevard. Medics took 6 other people to the hospital. We don't know their conditions. Martin tonight remains in jail.
And Florence County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man they say fired shots in a relative's home, then barricaded himself inside. Michael Weatherford faces discharging a firearm into a dwelling and unlawful neglect of a child charges. He's 41, from Florence. It happened around 1 this morning at this home on Backwoods Drive. Authorities say the other people in the home, including a child, got out safe. A SWAT team eventually used tear gas to force Weatherford out. No word tonight on what caused the situation.
And Frank, we do know what's caused this storm that's hitting the entire eastern Carolinas.
Yeah, plenty of cold air and that storm system moving up the coast. We still have several hours of snow across our area. I'll let you know when the storm will finally move away coming up next.
It's 4 a.m. and the other breakfast guys are still sleeping. But the Hardee's Biscuit Baker just got to work, mixing buttermilk, flour, butter, hand-kneading, rolling, and cutting our biscuits from scratch. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
The government makes it hard to get your benefits, but George Sink Injury Lawyers made it easy.
I'm attorney George Sink, and just like some of you, I'm a disabled veteran. I know what you're going through. If your VA claim has been denied and you can't work, call 800-777-7070.
I received $1,200 additional dollars per month.
George is a Marine, and I knew I wasn't going to be left behind.
VA disability claim denied? Can't work? Call 800-777-7070.
I'd like new pajamas.
Bahamas? I'd like to go to the Bahamas too. Do you think we can afford it?
Pajamas. I need new pajamas.
You need to go to your mama's?
Hi, Jim Schendel here with Ears to Hear. The digital hearing aids have to cost between $6,000 and $8,000 a set. Not at Ears to Hear. We have 2 digital hearing aids for $1,800. That's 2 for $1,800. Ears to Hear, Florence and Surfside Beach.
A savage attack.
She was beaten by her ex-boyfriend with a meat mallet.
I remember being on all fours.
Pounded in the head with a hammer.
He broke her neck.
You remember him throwing you over his shoulder.
That was the worst part.
And texted her daughter.
You walked in and saw your mother's blood-splattered walls, ceilings, floors.
I called him Dad. He was gonna adopt me. He just tried to take my mom away.
All new Dr. Phil.
Tomorrow at 4 on WBTW News 13.
At Hardee's, we call them made-from-scratch biscuits because made by a biscuit maker who shows up at 4 a.m. to hand mix, knead, roll, and cut them and then does it again every 15 minutes, biscuits is way less catchy. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
Accurate weekend forecast on WBTW News 13.
And now, here's your Storm Tracker 13 forecast.
Our storm system starting to wrap up and move on out of here, but this is the heaviest snow across our area the next couple hours, the last little bit of the storm as that air gets a little bit colder before it moves away. We've already had reports 5, 6, even up to 7 inches of snow in and around the Charleston area. Even eastern parts of Georgia near Savannah, they saw up to and around 5 or 6 inches of snow. Our area, mainly lower amounts, but we have had some that are getting up there, and we still have a couple of more hours of snow. Right now, that back edge of the snow moving past Hartsville right now. Lee County has stopped snowing right now. So has most of Sumter County. But we still have another hour or so in and around the Florence area. And we should start to see this sleet along the Grand Strand finally change on over to snow before things wrap up. As far as what we've seen so far, the big winner in our area so far, Bishopville, 5 inches of snow in and around Florence, about 2 to 3 inches up toward Hartsville, and back towards Sumter and Manning, about 3, even more than 3, even up towards Cheraw, an inch, and across parts of Scotland County, over an inch of snow. But as you get toward Horry County, just a dusting or a trace so far. There was a dry area from Robeson County down toward the Grand Strand. We should get at least something here over the next couple of hours. And that's the forecast. By 8 o'clock, still snowing across a good part of our area, but that snow will be steadily moving on off to the east, lingering snow showers by 11, but then after midnight, things clear out. It will be windy and cold late night tonight, and tomorrow morning we'll wake up to some sunshine, but the snow will be gone, and it will still be cold. With more on the impacts of what we will be seeing overnight tonight, we go over to Jonathan Wendt.
Yeah, Frank, thanks. We are seeing the heavy snow accumulating in and around the Florence area. This is a live look right now on I-95. Icy look as that snow is accumulating on the roadways there. Again, this is at exit 164. We do have some heavy congestion in and around the Florence area. You can see all the oranges and reds. Over 70 accidents right now being reported in and around the PD and in the Grand Strand. So on I-95, expect a very slow commute. Not a whole lot of congestion in and around Conway and Carolina Forest, but we're starting to see some icy conditions there, as well as 17 and 707. So again, some of the main impacts, we got the high side for the snow, a little bit of sleet and freezing rain mixed with that snow along the coast. So the roadways, that's going to become treacherous overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. And not expecting a whole lot of power outage issues, but there are some already being reported. So again, we have that on the medium category there, just for the potential for some isolated power outages throughout the evening into early tomorrow morning. Frank?
All right, thanks, Jonathan. And of course, those roads are going to be icy overnight tonight and then into tomorrow morning. And this is the forecast. This is what we're expecting as far as snow. A good part of our area, 1 to 3 inches of snow. And of course, that is further west of I-95. Some of the highest totals across Darlington and Lee counties, topping that 3-inch. But since we've been dry and we've got the sleet along the Grand Strand, a trace to maybe an inch, and that dry corridor up across Robeson County as well, we'll see a little bit of snow, but generally under an inch of snow. So our headlines for tonight. night. The snow this evening will be winding down. It is going to stay very cold for the next several days. In fact, tomorrow night and then again on Friday night, we're looking at low temperatures in the teens and the potential for record cold once again. So it's really not going to be until the end of the weekend and then next week until we warm up. So we have more of this cold weather, even though the snow is moving away. 3-degree guarantee. Yesterday's forecast in Florence was 32 degrees. That was the high temperature today. We only made it to around freezing. Good forecast. Glass Pro donating another $100 to help for kids. Currently up to $200. I'll have another forecast coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Our forecast for tomorrow, the big storm system is pulling away from our area. This is going to be a big blizzard across parts of New England. Behind it is going to clear out. We'll see a lot of sunshine, but it will be windy and it's going to be cold, only in the 30s tomorrow. But our wind chills for most of the day will be down into the 20s, down into the teens for our temperatures tomorrow night. And then on Friday, Arctic high pressure continues to build in. It's going to be nice and sunny, but it is going to be very cold. High temperatures on Friday, again, only in the middle 30s for our highs. Overnight tonight, the snow will be ending over the next couple of hours through the evening hours, and then windy and cold late night tonight. Temperatures getting down into the teens across the PD, low 20s right along the coast. And of course, that is going to keep the roads icy and snow covered overnight tonight and then through the early morning hours tomorrow. For tomorrow, we will see plenty of sunshine. It's going to be windy and cold, but that sun should thaw out our roadways by late morning and melt a lot of the snow on the roads during the afternoon hours. Even with wind chills in the 20s tomorrow, we should make it above freezing. At the beaches for tomorrow, gale warning in effect through the morning hours. That gusty northwest wind and waves will be choppy at 2 to 4 feet. 7-day forecast looking cold. We will see a lot of sunshine tomorrow, Friday, and into Saturday, but high temperatures only in the 30s. Nighttime lows down into the teens, especially Friday morning and Saturday morning. That's when we can see record lows once again. Sunday, we will start to warm up. We should crack 40 degrees on Sunday, 50s on Monday, even with a little bit of rain. And some of us will be lucky enough to see 60 degrees by Tuesday.
Such a long stretch of really cold weather, especially those lows in the teens.
Yes, we are right in the middle of 6 days in a row with cold temperatures in the teens at night.
All right, Frank, thanks a lot. The Clemson and USC men's basketball teams are both back on the floor tonight.
Chris Parks has that, plus you'll hear from the Carolina Panthers and if there's a cause for concern going into the playoffs this weekend.
I'm attorney Akeem Anastakula. If you've been injured in an accident, we got a $5 million judgment for our client who was in a car wreck.
Call 1-800-313-AKEEM.
Cheers to a new year. Start with a new look for your home at Ashley Home Store's New Year's Savings Bash. Save up to 50% off or choose 72 months no interest. Save on stylish beds and sectionals for ultimate relaxation. Start the year with a new Serta iComfort or Tempur-Pedic mattress set starting at $18 a month. Plus upgrade to a power base for an additional $10 a month. Celebrate and save at the #1 Tempur-Pedic retailer in North America. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
Looking to lose holiday pounds?
Put it in your mouth, all right? And then you shake your head up and down until...
Ellen's all new with Khloe Kardashian from Revenge Body.
My nutritionist said, your sister has the metabolism of Ferrari and you have one of a Honda Civic.
Everybody loves Ellen.
Does anyone here do yoga? That's too easy. Raise your legs if you do yoga.
Tomorrow at 3 on WBTW News 13.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
It's music's biggest night, the Grammy Awards, live from New York City.
Come on! Thank you, please, thank you for this moment.
News 13 and Mix 97.7 want to send you there. Register at WBTW.com for a chance to win a trip for two. James Corden hosts the Grammy Awards, Sunday, January 28th, only on News 13. On the Grand Strand, listen for WBTW Storm Tracker 13 weather updates on radio stations like 94.5, The Tide. Get local coverage you can count on, including breaking news alerts, severe weather warnings, and traffic updates with the free WBTW News 13 mobile app.
The Wedding Showcase, sponsored by News 13, January 7th at Convention Center.
With tonight's sports, here's Chris Parks from the Judd Kuhn Chevrolet Sports Desk.
With most schools and classes canceled until Friday, that means sports at the prep level at a standstill until school is back in session, meaning the start of regional play on the hardwood could be in jeopardy, really all area-wide. In the college ranks, the games will go on. The Clemson Tigers are in the brutally cold Northeast to take on Boston College tonight at 7 p.m. Good thing and good timing before the Storm heads up that way tomorrow. Brad Brownell and crew go for their 9th consecutive victory. The Tigers are off to their best start in nearly a decade and are ranked 25th in the AP poll for the first time in 8 years. The South Carolina men and Frank Martin are looking to get their first conference win this evening as they host Missouri. That game is at 9 p.m. The guys fell to Ole Miss on New Year's Eve, 74-69. USC has dropped 2 of their last 3 games, while Missouri has won 5 of 6. We'll have the highlights tonight at 11. The Carolina Panthers may have finished the regular season with 11 wins and got back into the postseason for the first time in 2 years, but it's not all smiles within the organization. The offense and Cam Newton haven't been up to par, and that was apparent in their 22-10 loss to Atlanta on Sunday, where Newton threw 3 interceptions and was off target on quite a bit of his throws. He completed just 14 passes altogether. Head coach Ron Rivera has seen enough of Cam to know that he's going to bounce back.
It's really going to be about how we come out and do things, and a lot of things will reflect how he plays. I mean, I'm expecting him to play well. I really am. You know, he's a guy that always tends to bounce back after a tough outing. And, you know, we had a tough outing the other day. So, again, I think he's going to prepare, he'll be ready. I think we as a football team will prepare and be ready. And, you know, we'll just see how it unfolds.
The Panthers will travel to New Orleans on Sunday for their wild card game. It's the 3rd meeting this season between the division rivals. The Saints won both games in the regular season. And finally, former offensive coordinator for South Carolina has been hired at the University of Colorado. That's Kurt Roper there as their quarterbacks coach. Roper was let go by the Gamecocks on December the 6th after just 2 seasons. This will be his 7th different college he has coached at, and also some rumblings going around campus as well, too, and some reports out that Brian McClendon, who coached the offense as their offensive coordinator in the bowl game, he may be on his way out as well, too. So some shakeups happening at USC.
Okay, maybe more at 11 on that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thanks a lot, Chris.
As always, I want to get the latest on the forecast.
Yeah, we still have a few more hours of this storm system across our area, starting to wind down from west to east of Lee County. It's over with in and around the Hartsville area. You've seen the last of the snow as well. But another hour or so in Florence, several more hours along the Grand Strand and up toward Lumberton. Should finally get a little bit of snow. This is what we expect as far as our storm totals. Most of our area will see 1 to 3 inches of snow. There are a few pockets that have seen a little more than that. Bishopville had 5 inches of snow. Could see up around 4 in and around the Hartsville area. And then some will see less than that. That we had that dry slot from Robeson County along the Grand Strand, and it's still sleeting along the Grand Strand as well. That is keeping our snow totals down. So a dusting, a trace, a coating to maybe an inch of snow across Robeson down through the Grand Strand as well. Our forecast overnight tonight, after midnight, we will start to clear out. It's going to be windy and cold, teens and low 20s. And for the next several days, we're only going to be in the 30s, even with sunshine.
Of course, you'll be at the top of the hour again at 7 o'clock with more details.
We'll keep with the storm until it's over.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us for coverage you can count on. News, weather, sports all the time at WBTW.com.
And again, we'll see you at the top of the hours and a full broadcast at 11 right here on WBTW. Stay warm out there. Be safe.